All right, now I'm going to show you how to put in foundation walls, but I want to show you a couple other things first just to see if you have the same issues that I would be having in this situation. So I've drawn some walls on my site, but if I look at my south elevation view, I'm going to close up ceiling plans, don't want to accidentally click that. Go to south elevation, you'll see I don't see my building. That's because on my site, this is the south elevation looking straight up here. There's nothing in the middle of this. So it's actually a really easy fix for me right now. If I just select all this, as long as I'm not selecting these little things here. So I wouldn't want to do that because that selects that bottom. See, that one's highlighted now. I don't want to do that. I just want to select all these items here. I can click and drag that so it's in the middle of these little four dots. And now if I go into south elevation, you can see that that I have everything sort of visible in this view. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to just double check our levels here. We might need to make some changes. So for me, if I have a two-story building instead of a one-story, you can see I have this as a level 2. And then I have my roof 10 feet above that, my parapet 3 feet above that. So if you just have a single story, you probably have this one called roof at 10.4 and then the parapet maybe at 13.4 or something like that, 3 feet above that level. Remember, you can always add more levels up in the architecture level tab. If I want to add another one, I can just click and drag over here, or I can just hold down the control key and I can add a level just like that if I just hold it down and click and drag it. So a lot of ways you can add levels. Well, the next thing we want to do is we want to add our foundation walls underneath this. So we're going to make some changes within this section view. I do not need to have a top of foundation wall level because the top of foundation wall is actually going to be at level 1. We're going to build right up to that. So top of foundation wall, I'm going to right click this and I'm going to delete this. It's going to delete all that. Yes, I want to delete all that. I also am going to delete the basement slab. So let's delete that one. Next, I need to adjust my top of footing. So I want this to be 3 feet below the ground level. That is going to allow me to have enough for frost depth. So let me just make that a line there. We're going to go minus 3 feet. That way I'm 3 feet below ground, so I'm not going to have to worry about freeze thaw, wrecking my foundation walls. I need my footings I'm going to set these to be a 1 foot thick footing. So that means it's minus 4 feet. Because if that is at minus 3, bottom of the footing is at minus 4. Now, I want to show you a couple things that are a little funky that you're going to need to change to be able to actually see things in different views. So I'm going to show you my ground level view. All right, this is where I'm seeing my walls that I drew. Show you my level 1 view. Should be similar. All right, everything should be good. Well, I'm going to click outside of that. I'm going to scroll all the way down. And you'll see it says in phasing, show complete and project completion. Ground level view. Same thing. It says show previous. I'm going to say show complete and hit apply. When I go to level 2, remember I had some walls in level 2. I don't see anything, but that's because in this phasing thing, this is a different phase. So the construction template allows you to show different things at different time frames. I don't want that. I want show complete, project completion. Now I can see my walls and I can see that these up here go to the second level and these end at this second level. So you need to do that for that level. We're going to do that for top of footing. Show all or show complete. Show all is fine. And then I want this to just be set to project completion. So it's showing that. Same thing for parapet. So we're going to do this for all of our levels. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see all the stuff you need to see. And site view looks great. So I am missing a couple things here. I'm going to go to top of footing. And that's where I want to make sure that I'm going to draw my walls here. What you'll notice is that on mine, I actually do see my walls here. So if you're not seeing the walls there, we may need to make some changes. Well, let me go over into my view mode here and go to plan views, then floor plan. And I can see right now I'm not seeing my bottom of footing and roof. So I'm going to say, okay, I want to see that. And go to plan view and I want to see my roof view. So now it adds these over here. So this should be all of the levels that I have. So let's go, it just added the roof view. Let's make sure, yep, it says show all, project complete, and bottom of footing, we added that one, and that one also shows it. Now I'm not seeing anything for bottom of footing. It's not, the view doesn't go that deep. If we go to top of footing, I am seeing the walls. If you don't see them, then you can do something like this. We can click this none to set it to maybe ground level, or level 1, sorry, level 1, look up to level 2 and hit apply, and your walls should show up. So give that a shot if they weren't showing up, and that should get you to where you need to be. So I'm going to be on top of footing, and I'm going to now need to build my foundation wall. So if I click on wall, we need to figure out how thick these walls are. So I guess I should first hit modify, choose the wall, and go to edit type, and it looks like they're 1 foot 7.5 inches. So I want my foundation walls to stick out from those by 2 or 3 inches. So that would be 1 foot 9.5. Well, let's say 1 foot 10. So I'm going to make my foundation walls 1 feet 10 inches. So let me go into the architecture, and I'm going to hit escape because I don't want to change this wall. I don't want anything selected. I'm going to architecture. Now I have my basic wall, and I want it to be 1 foot 10 inches wide. So let me go to edit this one, and actually let's go into our foundation wall. There's probably a generic one in here. There we go. We have a 12-inch concrete one. So I'm going to edit this one, duplicate this, and I'm going to make this we'll go foundation 1 foot 10 inches and hit OK. Then I'm going to edit it, and that's what I'm going to make it, 1 feet 10 inches. Hit OK, and then apply. So now I have that for a foundation wall. So I'm going to draw this foundation wall, and I want it to be on finish face interior. I'm going to show you why. So we always have to draw this clockwise. So when I draw this thing, I need to check my constraints. I want this constraint to be from the top of the footing up to the level 1. So that makes it 3 feet 4 inches because I'm 3 feet below ground. Level 1 is 4 inches above ground. So now it says top constraint is invalid. Well, we're running into this funny issue. It wants to draw it from the bottom of the footing, but I still want it to go up to level 1. So in order to make this work, I'm going to change my base offset to 1 foot. That's going to start it at the correct level. It's still only 3 foot 4, so that's good. So we're going to draw this thing from here, and you can see that it's lined up with the inside, but it's extended from the outside by just a little bit. You can see it's kind of out. That's what we're looking for. So we're going to trace the inside. The reason that we're not drawing it to extend a little bit on the inside of the building, because it actually would be, is because it intersects our floor, and our floor just doesn't look right. So there we go. So we're kind of cheating that a little bit so that it's lined up with this wall. So that should be good. Let's go into our 3D view. You can go into view and click 3D. And if I look at that, you can see it's viewed a little bit, is sticking out right there. If I look at it from the bottom side, I can see that it is sticking through just a little bit. We will not be able to see this for very much longer once we increase the thickness of our topography, but that does show that I have that in that correct place. So that is what you need to do for your foundation walls. You should be ready to go at this point.